You said you feel like billionaires are like rabid dogs who deserve to be put down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn. Why do you feel that way?
I mean, it's a podcast. I'm joking. I'm exaggerating.
You can't do that
You
in
just say anything,
2025, Bill.
Yes, you can, and I did it, and it's fine.
This message is so necessary right now, but still there are people who don't want to hear it. Right now, right-wingers who are bragging about being the party of the everyman and the champions of reviving comedy are so triggered by Bill Burr because he had the gall to make a joke about how dumb it is that we have billionaires while people in America are starving.
I personally don't know what happened to Bill Burr. Okay, maybe it's his wife. Maybe she's in his ear.
Maybe he doesn't suck. Maybe you suck. And you're such a snowflake you can't take a goddamn joke. That's Vinny from the Patrick Bet David podcast, but he's also kind of like from like a pomade tin that's almost used up and like you shaved near it, so there's hair in a pomade tin. That's basically Vinny's entire personality. I hate picking on these guys, but I actually like them. But here they are reacting to something Bill Burr said on his podcast.
Funny, I made fun of the Twitter guy for Sieg Heiling not once but twice, and I never look at my emails. I was scrolling through my emails and it said my Twitter account had been flagged for inappropriate. I don't even tweet anymore. It had been flagged for what a baby, just like Hitler, a baby. Yeah, he doesn't mind living under a dictatorship as long as he's on the good side of it. Laminated face.
Now, here's something I've learned by watching a lot of right-wing podcasts. They all think that people on the left are these snowflakes who get triggered by specific words. But if you say anything that can vaguely be translated to Elon Musk is not great, that is their trigger word. Let me prove it. Here's Vinny's reaction.
The fact that he's saying he thinks Elon Musk, guys, and the fact that it came out, Rob, last month, he still thinks you're so stupid and gullible. You think this guy is going to do the Nazi salute twice? That just shows how stupid Bill Burr is, okay?
Man, I love when right-wingers call other people stupid, especially someone like Vinny who is, what's the word? Oh, that's right, stupid. But like, I keep hearing about how people on the left are so horrible because they think they're smarter than everybody else. Meanwhile, the right wing's entire political identity is calling other people retarded. But like, these guys keep defending Elon Musk and saying he's not a Nazi, even though he like retweets statements about how like Hitler didn't kill anybody. And on SNL, he even admitted that he's on the spectrum, so he may not understand social norms such as don't do the Nazi salute. These guys goon so hard for Elon Musk that they ignore the entirety of Bill Burr's message, which I'll get to in a minute and is not partisan at all. That they launch these strange attacks on a comedian for not like starting a car company.
But here's my question, Bill. What have you ever built? What have you built? We talked about this yesterday. Your podcast studio, Elon Musk, Zip2, PayPal, SpaceX, Tesla, Solar City, OpenAI, Neuralink, helping people that can't move any of their freaking limbs talk and type on a computer.
That is such a weird energy to bring to a discussion about paralyzed people.
The Boring Company, XAI, and the list can keep going, okay?
You're cute when you're angry, Vincent. First of all, I hadn't heard of half of these companies. The ones I have heard of were built by me, the taxpayer, dip. SpaceX has gotten at least $18 billion in federal contracts. That's my taxpayer money buying his rockets. And Nevada made a $1.25 billion deal with Tesla in tax incentives, which is money they don't have to pay, even though I have to pay my taxes. They don't have to pay taxes. Here's an interview with Katie Couric where the guy tells her exactly how Tesla would have died without my money.
Tesla isn't just the triumph of the private sector. The Tesla does not get off the ground without a $450 million loan or loan guarantee from the Department of Energy. At the time, he said, this saved us. And other people at Tesla said, we just wouldn't exist without this.
So what the have you ever built, buddy? Like, I know that Patrick Bet David built a multi-level marketing scheme that turned into like $100 million business. Like, he built something in the shape of a pyramid. You build like a beard? I don't know. High blood pressure? Like, you're in the same dumb business as the rest of us, buddy. Get off your high horse. And stop simping for Elon Musk, who, by the way, didn't found most of those companies you think he founded. Like Solar City, which was founded by his cousins, by the way, and he just used Tesla money to buy it. Solar City had $750 million in tax subsidies to build their factory. All of that is my money that I invested in his companies. So I'm the one who built it. You're the one who built it. Where's our cut of that cash? But for some inexplicable reason, you are wrapping your mouth around his penis and balls for, I think, a lot of the same reasons that people used to watch Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
He bought Twitter so people like us can actually speak out, Bill, not like the one that had before that was actually treating it like Nazis, kicking people off the platform and censoring people, okay?
Do you think that's the bad stuff Nazis did? Kick people off a platform? Because it's actually the Jew murder. And also, you've already forgotten the central premise of the clip that they played for you. I'll repeat it.
My Twitter account had been flagged for I don't even tweet anymore. It had been flagged for what a baby.
You're against censorship. Elon censored Bill Burr, yet somehow you're against Bill Burr? You're so stupid and angry. How? You look like you work out so much. How do you still have the energy to be pissed off? Roid rage. Like, witness the PBR level dick riding going on at this rodeo.
Sitting over there and you're talking shit about a guy that's revolutionizing the world, changing the freaking game.
This guy talks in quotes from self-help books. I'm sorry, the comedian doesn't make cars that like randomly accelerate and kill people. My bad.
Let's not forget who Bill Burr is. He was at some sneaker thing, Rob. You could look it up. A millionaire, multi-millionaire that used a capitalist country to become a millionaire, talking about the system, and then says free Luigi. Okay, free Luigi, a guy that murdered. I don't give a how you feel about the guy.
I don't know. I got a feeling you do give a
Praising a guy that murdered a guy in the middle of the street in cold blood, that's married and has children, just shows exactly what Hollywood does to these liberals like Bill Burr.
Bro, your entire argument against the left was that we are snowflakes who don't realize when someone's telling a joke. And now you're the joke police. And by the way, this is super important. The way in which Bill Burr made his money gives him even more of a right to call out the way that Elon Musk makes his cash. Bill Burr tells jokes. People want to hear the jokes. Each person who wants to hear the joke in person buys a ticket to the show. Steve Martin basically said that this creates an idea of how much your comedy is valued. It is very directly represented. The system you're defending is like, yo, I bought a share of a company. Then I yelled at workers to work harder. They make this stuff for me, and they may need multiple jobs to get by. But anyway, long story short, now I'm worth $500 million. Cool. This is also an amazing argument I've been hearing more and more from right-wingers as they attack Bill Burr.
It's freaking sad, bro. And you've admitted it. Bill Burr says, I'm just a comedian. And this is the game that they play. I'm just a comedian. Don't take me serious. No, you open your mouth and you talk, so people are going to talk back to you. And he said this before.
You know who else has said that before? Joe Rogan. But you don't call that game out, do you? And honestly, I'm so mad that he said that just because it triggered this guy to chime in. This dude is now going to talk to us about what comedy really is. This divorced ex-cop assistant principal looking dad who puts ice in his Chardonnay and then hits on his daughter's friends. He's definitely wearing pleated shorts and a visible braided belt behind the desk. He's the one who's going to lecture us on comedy.
If you're going to be a comedian, there's a difference between satire and obvious humor and a rant. And when you make a rant, which is like you're publishing your opinion on the inside of the LA Times, when you make a rant like that, then you're going to face the music of the consequences of your rant, because people are going to say, wait a minute, that's not your comedy, that's your position. You're not making fun of something. You're taking a position here.
That would make sense if Bill Burr's entire comedic approach wasn't that he's just kind of pissed at stuff. You're obviously not a comedian. You can see that he's actually working on bits while he's on all these shows. So here's the crux of it. These are the same people that think that Elon Musk is some self-made genius, ignoring the emerald mine money, look it up, the lawsuits, the workers he exploits, and the fact that his companies exist because of government subsidies from me, the taxpayer. They'll tell you he's a free speech much warrior, even though he's censoring Bill Burr on the platform he bought, and bans journalists that we know and silences critics. They'll say he's reinventing transportation, while Tesla's autopilot keeps ramming into emergency vehicles. These people will twist reality into a pretzel just to excuse whatever nonsense their tech bro messiah pulls. It doesn't matter if he's cozying up to the far right, platforming hate speech, while silencing his own critics, by the way, or making a literal Nazi salute on stage. And while pick-me right-wing commentators use their platforms to butter Elon up, turning him into a fixture of this weird culture war, they ignore the bigger picture that Bill's talking about. It's not just that Elon is the world's biggest weirdo, an overgrown Reddit mod with a god complex. He's the embodiment of the billionaire class that rigged the system against us. He represents unchecked wealth, corporate greed, and a ruling elite that's further sinking its claws into the government while the rest of us struggle to afford rent. Like, listen to him.
My comedy act is right now is I'm trying to get regular people to stop yelling at each other and realize that it's a select few group of nerds, okay, eating raw almonds and doing their stupid workouts and everything and just competing with each other to have the biggest infinity pool, and the rest of us are getting pushed down. And they've politicized the whole stupid thing, and we're falling for it.
And who's the they? Besides people who eat almonds?
That idiot Elon Musk.
Oh.
That guy, like, he's going to, like, who evidently is a Nazi. Like, I just refuse to believe that it was an accidental 2-time Sieg Heil.
And before you tell me he's some kind of dyed-in-the-wool liberal, here's the rest of his bit.
And he does it at a presidential inauguration. This is why I hate liberals. It's like liberals have no teeth whatsoever. They just go, oh my God, can you believe I'm getting out of the country? I'm just like, well, you're going to leave the country because of one guy with dyed hair plugs and a laminated face.
But any comedian can tell you that that's a bit, because he also said the same thing on another show. And you can juxtapose that energy and those wording choices versus what I'm about to play you, which is probably more in line with him just genuinely not trying to be funny and communicating what he actually does feel.
A lot of people that are struggling out there because of these f***ing billionaires. And they got us all arguing liberal and conservative. We got to stop doing that. Like, I am so tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much fucking money in this country. And there's so much work being done, you know. And if you work a full fucking week at a job, you should be able to pay your fucking rent.
There's the message. There's the decoder ring to see what he's on the side of and what he's not on the side of. And if you're coming after the comedian with vitriol to say that they're the problem, you're the problem. But right-wing podcasters, if you want to take all your gains in the last few years and throw them out the window because you don't like Bill Burr's joke, y'all can have the side of the billionaires, the side of deregulation, the side of capitalism exploiting their workers. You can have all of that. That can be you again. And we'll take the comedians, the people who put in an honest day's work, and everybody who punches up instead of down.